And we're live, huh?
Incoherent thoughts.
Great
introduction.
Yeah, okay. Welcome to the Incoherent Thoughts podcast, and we are the Fortnite. I should have let that go.
Doesn't feel as good.
It doesn't feel as good, huh?
We've abandoned it, so now it's sad to sing it.
It's just the Incoherent Thoughts.
Perfect.
Much better.
Incoherent
I feel better about it, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Sarah, how you doing?
Are you still with us?
It's really sad I got to come up with a new podcast title card.
Shit happens.
Still got Deegs out there, you think?
Deegs, no.
He hasn't even texted me about it.
Oh, man.
We do got old faithful Peter Bob.
Peter Bob.
Balls.
Is that it?
Sam's listening.
Saki
listens on the regular.
Does Saki listen?
She does.
Okay, I believe her.
She doesn't listen to the ones that, like, she doesn't, or the Doctor Strange one, because she hasn't hit.
Okay.
We need a comment. We need some comments.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, say something.
Help us. Help us quit our day job.
All right, well, let's go around real quick. We got Rob.
Hey!
There he is. Disney jacket again.
Disney jacket, never taking it off.
Boba Fett.
Go Fett.
Bobo get.
Go get. T-shirt. Looks cool.
I like that Boba Fett t-shirt.
Good.
That's a good one.
So you're a Boba Fett guy. Tom's not.
Yeah, Tom.
Is Tom out of it because you're into it?
Probably.
Which most things come down
There's
to.
probably a lot of that in there, but I just think he's way too overrated.
He looks cool. What more?
He looks cool, but he really didn't do anything to deserve, like, he's just so awesome. Like, all the side stories he gets where he's being awesome.
But the mythos is out there.
The mythos, yeah.
It's out there by people like you guys who just thought he was cool and wrote his mythos. You know what I mean?
He's cool in Shadows of the Empire. That's good enough for me.
Yeah, up until episode 7, the mythos was legit.
Yeah.
How so? Right.
The extended universe.
Canon.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite part.
Okay, so then if I became a writer and I just decided I somehow got a Star Wars writing job and I just wrote Boba Fett's going down and he was just the worst person ever, then that would be legit, technically, right?
Nobody would produce that though.
Yeah.
It has to be approved.
Yeah.
If I got in, if I was one of those
Yeah,
guys
but if you got in
who made Cap Hydra, think about it.
Yeah, but I guarantee there's not people like, oh, that's a brilliant Cap story. But yours just coming out like, oh, you know what? You know, like Boba Fett, loser, and then they'd be like, yeah.
Well, it turns out behind the scenes it was really Django, and Boba Fett was just like that
At the
kind
end
of
of that,
stuff.
see, now you're talking. All right, so we also got Charles here in a starch blue. Starch blue.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna leave it as starch blue.
Starch blue.
He's here.
Blueberry.
Looks like you got a haircut.
I did.
It's a good haircut.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks.
good. Yeah. All right. It's Tom.
Tom?
And then we got Napoleon. Tom is wearing, it looks like one of his original
It's one
Marvel
of the
shirts.
first
It's got
because
the,
it's starting to fall apart.
Yeah, it's got with the,
It's also too small.
what's that called?
The arc reactor.
Arc reactor in his chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Arc
it.
reactor's no longer there, huh?
No, he got rid of it.
Shirt doesn't make it-
So it's a dated shirt.
That's why it looks dated. But, you got to keep the past alive, like Fortnite and all that, so you got to hold on to the good things.
And we got,
I feel like Tony still wears a shirt with the arc reactor.
He does. He realizes it was all a stupid idea.
Yeah.
That's why
They're
he's
gonna
still
put it
wearing
back
it.
in.
Remembers out.
Like it's his comfort pillow. Holds it. Helps him sleep.
Napoleon, got him in his Millennium Falcon
I like it.
I like that.
shirt. I like it. I like it.
Blueprint shirt.
Blueprint
See,
shirt, yeah.
Schematics.
Like an elevation.
It's a Target thing. I've seen it.
The Target.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all? I got a Target Wolverine shirt on right
I don't
now.
have to
It's a
say
good-
with such
it's a good Wolverine.
distaste.
This isn't Target.
Just because we now have 2 unofficial, unwilling sponsors. Target and Wendy's, who give us nothing unless we give them money.
Wendy's gives me more. Wendy's gives me more. Indigestion.
What's the Pepto-Bismol commercial? That's what Wendy's gives us.
Exactly. So this is also the. It's a big podcast. It's also the Christmas podcast. It's a week before Christmas, huh?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We'll be post-Christmas next
We'll be
podcast.
post-Christmas next time.
Merry Christmas to all of our 3 fans out there.
Yeah.
Hi,
I
Saki.
think next time, if we do it, I think next technically it'll be New Year's
I
Day.
mean, New Year's too?
Yeah.
Day,
I'm
right?
bummed that the holidays are just going to be over now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look forward to it, and then it comes so quick. And It's just
Yeah.
like, well, life is pointless. And then you repeat the cycle another year.
So you're only working for that one day.
Yeah.
It comes and
Mixed
goes.
feelings. I wish we got that day.
I know. It's. I definitely have mixed feelings on it as well because working in retail, you kind of like you want to get through it, but you're still kind of excited about it. It's weird.
Mhm.
So it's a crappy place to be.
Yeah.
Because last year I had a great time because that's when Tucker was born, so I had the whole month off. I was like, Christmas should be every month. This is fabulous. This year I'm like, so
Oh.
but I'm good. I'm back. I'm back.
We'll have to check it out also.
We got it.
But we all saw Rogue One.
Hey!
Ba-da.
I was kind of hoping we'd start this podcast with, well, we missed it.
And we missed it, and we missed it.
We kind of missed it for a couple days.
We missed it.
Yeah, we missed it. It took us a
It
couple days to
almost,
see it,
if we didn't see it today, I probably wouldn't have seen it.
which is crazy.
You would have missed it.
It's harder to dodge reviews on Rogue One than blaster bolts.
I did pretty good.
I did pretty good.
I didn't see nothing. I wasn't even. I tried. Obviously, I tried, but I was like not going like my craziness of trying. But I didn't really see. I mean, people. It wasn't actually the internet this time. It was people kept running from me a little bit. I'd run into somebody and they'd like find out I was going to see it, or they'd just seen. They just want to tell you their
They
review.
just take a shit right there.
Everything about them is just like I want to review it. I want to review it. I want to review it.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
And you tell them like, oh, let me just tell you one thing. Like when I tell you I don't want to hear anything about it, I don't want to hear anything about it. I don't want to hear if it's good or bad. And they always want to tell you if it's good.
Right.
You know?
But like Rob said, it was hard because Fandango and Yahoo both emailed me separately.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I get that alert on my phone.
Oh my
even though
gosh.
I avoided Facebook and other things,
Oh.
I gotta go see the hottest movie this winter.
Yeah.
Go see the movie everyone's raving about. It's like, shut the fuck up.
How about that? How about that one?
Yeah. Well, luckily for me, I feel like just because it's Star Wars, I knew that they were going to just say it was the hottest movie. You know what I mean?
Well, you
Right,
knew,
yeah.
you knew it'd
No,
be a
that's
big
true.
weekend no matter what and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it like flopped, it still would have been big.
they would have been
things,
talking
so.
about it. So.
But it's still, you just don't want to hear
You just don't want to hear
You don't
about
want to hear
it. You just don't want to hear. But what is up with you?
it. You don't stop just moving around. Like, get the conga drums out.
I started the podcast like in a weird side, like
I did see
side
that.
chair thing. It's been bugging me ever since. I've been trying to
It's
like,
like, are we
lean in.
talking?
I was trying to lean in to get a good
Come on. What are you doing?
I tried. Okay.
So,
So yeah,
you want to go straight into the movie, or should we talk about some of those trailers?
Let's go into the movie first.
Can we talk trailers?
Okay.
I didn't get trailers. And I'm kind of
Let's
curious.
go to the movie. Let's talk trailers.
Plus, you know me, I get like excited. Like trailers just hit me, and I'm like, yes, I'm in. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm in.
God.
So I need like you, the dicks, to like say,
To
to
take
give
it
me,
out?
yeah, like.
Well, you've seen all the. I think,
And I've seen the trailer, so I'm in.
Yeah.
So I need your guys' input.
I don't think we got any new. I don't think I got any trailer that I hadn't seen.
Did you? Because did you guys watch The Fate of the Furious when I posted it?
No.
I did.
I saw it.
Now that you were forced to, what did you think?
Oh my god! I want.
Here's
the thing.
I loved it.
Here's the thing. I'll go first. I think I saw Fast 5.
You saw Fast 5. We've
Yeah,
talked about
yeah.
it.
Saw
this
Fast
is four.
5. Right. So I'm. What? This is 8.
This is 8.
Jesus. From when you've just seen Fast 5 and then seen the trailer for 8, it's like, what the fuck is happening? Like, how do we get from here to here?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
It's very strange. Like, what is happening? I saw Statham in there. What is going on? like I saw an established Statham too. So I missed it. So like Statham was like, oh yeah, I'm in now. I'm like, what do you mean you're in now? You never been in? He's in. He's been in.
Was he in the 7th one?
Yeah, there's an established.
All I know is that
muscle.
like it looks like Vin Diesel's been sent back from the future to kill John Connor. For one, like what? He's a robot now.
He's unstoppable. He's
Unstoppable.
unstoppable. You missed it in 7. He's unstoppable.
Which does it make sense why he would be going crazy in 8? Is he Optimus Prime, the one that went to space and now he's back? Like, what is that?
That's like the mystery of the teaser. We don't know why he's.
The Rock's Bumblebee, obviously, because he's getting taken off early.
I can solve that mystery right now.
That was rough in 5. That Vin Diesel still takes the Rock, no problem.
Ugh. That was actually one of the reasons why I stopped. I didn't watch 6.
You didn't watch 6?
Yeah, because they Vin Diesel and The Rock fight in 5, and Vin Diesel wins. You're like, hey, a midget would win. Like The Rock is like 6'5", super athletic, humongous, can fight, and Vin Diesel's like a midget with on steroids. Please subscribe, Vin Diesel.
And little people.
Oh my gosh.
Well, he's taller than me.
Well, no,
Is
that's
that-
a derogatory
That's
word.
not good.
We'll edit it out.
Yeah. But so you can solve it right now.
That's all right now. He's not really betraying them. He's doing that somehow to get inside and then save the big picture. Like he's not actually. They think he's betraying him, but he's doing it for some other.
But he runs
seen
the
a
rock.
Hollywood movie before.
Exactly.
But he runs the rock off the road. The rock
I'm here
could
to
have,
enlighten all of you.
but the rock could have died in that situation. What is happening with the cars with the tentacles?
You kind of need to know the rock and vehicles.
When did the cars become tentacles? What is happening in that fucking movie? What's also really hard is I've seen the first one a couple times, and I actually saw the first one in theaters for some reason. I don't remember why. And I was like thinking of that when I was watching. Like I was thinking of the first movie, and then like seeing that, going like, what the fuck? Again, the first one was about like an underground street racing thing with a cop, and this one's like, what? There's tentacles, like Doc Ock's in there, and it was like, what is happening?
Ludacris opened up a whole new world with the
Ludacris is doing
gadgets.
it?
He's the gadgets.
He's the gadgets.
I was waiting for like a bam. Timothy Dalton come down, looking young. They could bring him back.
They could.
Bring him back.
Bring him back.
Oh my God, could they bring him back?
Bring anybody back at this point.
That's cool.
Now I'm bummed about the young Han Solo movie.
Yeah.
All right, just bring him back.
Fuck, did we need to get another actor?
Now I want to get an interesting take on this trailer. Charles, what did you think?
Well, now that you got to him,
I pulled out my phone during that trailer.
Okay. What do you thought?
I don't want anything to do with any of those movies.
So what do you think about it?
well, I'm in
Uh-huh.
because I'm with the story. So to me, it's not as drastic a jump. They've done this story wise. They've built up to kind of like
Why I think
the story where a regular person kind of gets dragged into
I feel like they're like
a mission,
They're like superheroes now.
and because of that mission,
I
they
don't-
now have experience. You know how like when you can train somebody,
You do realize I'm
but
not
they
talking
don't-
about the story. The story is whatever. I'm just talking about like what they're doing as far as
Yeah.
like stunts and stuff. Like the story could be like, oh, we all like got toast together and buttered it on the bread. But like once they went out and like started flipping cars and tentacles, it was the tentacle part where I was like, what is going on? Like they grabbed tentacles and
well, due to the other obstacles they've encountered, the obstacles have slowly gotten bigger, so that
Fast Five,
these
they
have
were-
been issues.
Fast Five, they were
They
still
can
like
handle.
they were just like jumping and running into each other.
They dragged the bank in Fast Five, didn't they?
They dragged a bank. This one is like I got
With tentacles. The tentacles made an appearance.
They were there the whole time.
Rob, the tentacles make an appearance.
Your guess is as good as mine. I haven't seen Fast 1.
I'm more concerned about the fucking submarine that jumps out of the fucking like Arctic.
I can explain that one.
It's like, what are they doing driving around a Lamborghini on an Arctic? I don't know.
Well, the bad guy with the diamonds and the solar laser is always in the Arctic.
Oh, okay.
Is that the one Kurt Russell was in? It?
Kurt Russell was in 7,
Yeah, he's in it.
so now he's in 8.
He's in it now, apparently. I didn't know he was in it.
He was in 7.
Now you gotta watch
Now I gotta watch it.
I gotta get in.
You got to get all the way to 7 to get him.
That's gonna be a
I feel like you don't
rough.
have to. You just watch 5 through 8 to be on the new version of Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, I mean, when did it? 4 is when Vin Diesel
Well,
came
you-
back. So I
You
guess
kind of need the mythos of 1, I think.
Really?
you
I
need
think you need
one.
one.
You need one. I think you can skip.
You-
well, you need 2.
You kind of need 2.
You get Tyrese in 2.
But you don't need Tokyo Drift.
Nobody needs Tokyo. Well,
You kind of need Tokyo
the Asian dudes in Tokyo.
Because the Asian guys in Tokyo Drift. The problem is,
Oh my god.
because you have like some inkling of what happens in 7 and 8. Maybe not like plot wise, but you're like the time jumps in 1, 2, 3, and 4 are because they're kind of origin stories. That's why you kind of need them. Make it kind of difficult if you were to like try and skip them, or if you watch them now, you're gonna, especially this fucking crew, is gonna go what, why, why, the whole time.
I mean, I think even if I watch it from start to finish, I'll be asking that. But
Maybe more pause. Like,
now
what?
I do. It looks ridiculous, but I guess I can recognize like that's just like what the movie's doing now. It's just like doing ridiculous things. It's probably really fun to watch. But just when I was watching, I'm like, what the fuck happened? So we got that trailer. What else did we get?
We got Spider-Man. We got Logan. Transformers.
Transformers.
Tricked. I guess Transformers tricked.
Did we get some sort of space thing?
Transformers.
Did we get what?
A space movie?
Intergalactic Passengers.
Oh,
we
we
got
got-
Dunkirk.
Yeah, Dunkirk, that World War
No,
II
Dunkirk.
movie.
Dunkirk. Yeah, Dunkirk.
That's the one that I thought maybe was Wonder Woman for a second.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is Wonder Woman, and then I was like, oh no, this is just what it is.
Yeah. I think that's one we got like a teaser for before, where everybody was in like the boat, and one person looks up, they hear a plane coming, then they all look up, then they all go down. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
So now we kind of got.
I mean, it
I
looks,
want to watch it.
it looks
Looks
good,
cool.
but it looks like all World War II movies are good and dramatic, but
They're all heroes.
yeah.
Not saying they're not.
I don't want to it's a touchy subject. You can be like a dick about it.
But a lot of times when I watch those movies, I feel, God, Jesus, that sucked.
Yeah. Whenever I see that, like when I was watching the trailer, I was thinking about like, God, could you imagine that being like
Hundreds
right now?
of thousands of dudes.
Yeah, just on the beach, just getting mowed down.
It's pretty hard to think of. It's like, I mean, I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm glad there's
Whatever
people,
goes
I'm glad there's people who do it, but I'm not going. Like, if you're drafted, I'm not going. I'm not doing that. I've seen too many movies. I'm not going.
Yeah.
They didn't have movies back then. It was all stories of like glory. Now we know.
Do you need a network up? I'll put a network up.
Yeah, like you need a Cat 5 terminated plugged in somewhere.
Monitors.
You need the meter.
Like the
bro?
Fortnite 5 crew is not getting anything done over there.
No, we're just gonna be we're the first line to take the bullets for the guys that can do it.
It's like, thanks for your service.
And we know it, which is the worst.
We're the frontline five. We catch all the bullets and when they reload, that guy's going.
Yeah, we're those bodies. Like the guy like pushes away in the water.
We don't have that Cap faith, like,
No.
yeah, this is where we become men. We're like, this is where we become bags.
I'm the one where they show like every once in a while they show those like there's urine coming out. Like that's me.
I'm the one where someone's having to like rip my gun out of my like rigor mortis fucking hand and then just like kick me down.
Well, that's the idea. I think I'd be so scared. I'm not sure I could do it.
I'm in Roomba mode, just wandering in circles.
I know how well I do in
down.
Call of Duty. I'm not doing well there. I know how like I'm just like I'm gonna snipe him and I just get shot in the head. So
Yeah, you want to hope I guess you'd man up, but I don't know. So there's that. Dunkirk.
Dunkirk, yeah.
That's depressing.
Transformers.
Trick Charles on that one.
It tricked me good.
So, like, tricked you, like, you were like, you were like, yeah, dick hard.
Yeah, so the trailer starts. So the trailer starts off with like these like knights fighting or whatever. So, and I actually thought it was Wonder Woman, and I was like, oh okay. And then I was like, wait, no, it can't be Wonder Woman. They're women, right? These are men. Like, does it make sense? So I thought like Justice League, that scene where they're burying the mother box. I was like, oh, and I was like, wait, no. And then I actually thought it was Thor. I was like, oh fuck, we're getting a Thor trailer. And then I was like, and then I saw the cross. I was like, oh, what the fuck this is? It looks intriguing. It looks good.
The
And
range
then
of emotions.
and then it showed Bumblebee's face. And I was like, wait, Robin Schreier, because he was sitting next to me.
I just hear an audible, just like, ugh. The second Bumblebee's face like goes on the screen, it was hilarious.
And that's Transformers 5.
Yeah.
They'll be on 8 soon.
That summed up the movie, probably. That sigh.
That summed up all the other movies.
A little slow motion side.
Yeah.
I'm stupid. There was a part of me that wanted to see it.
Besides Rossi, who's current on the Transformers, besides me and Rossi?
I was out on 3. I think I saw 3.
So now 4.
I was out on 2 when he went to college and he made out with the death robot. They're humans now.
That's funny.
Oh,
1,
that is
2,
right.
3, 4, and 4.
It makes the most sense.
Okay.
I mean, they're all about the same. First one's the only one that's kind of decent, and then they're all trash.
Yeah, I liked the first one. And then after that.
They're all trash. But there's explosions and slow motion flipping and trash.
Yeah.
There is trash.
A lot of trash. But for some reason, I will be seeing 5.
And then Guardians. But
Yeah.
Guardians looked great.
Yeah.
That always
Guardians
looks
are
great.
Yeah.
Great.
We
All
already
right.
went down with that trailer.
All right, so Rogue One, probably the remainder of our broadcast here. Let's start with Tom.
Oh shit. Okay. I wasn't expecting that.
Should we go around real quick?
Oh yeah, we want to do that. Just like a quick one, then we'll start with Tom. Like what you kind of thought.
Sure.
Yeah.
Tom, what'd you think?
So
Dick Hard or no?
I would say Dick Hard.
Dick Hard?
I would say Dick Hard. It's like I really enjoyed it and really liked it, but I'm not like the whole like I was with episode 7.
Okay.
But it was.
No, I get it.
All
of a sudden, it's like
all of a sudden, the beginning, the middle, yeah.
Charles.
It was okay.
So not flaccid.
Not flaccid.
You know,
Half chub.
It's a half chub. Oh God.
Yeah. Okay, leaning towards flaccid.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
Getting flaccid.
I love the not talking about it beforehand. These are total
That's
surprises.
why. That's
I know.
great.
Yeah.
I was Dick Hard for the movie, but like I have like things. Yeah, you know, it's an issue. I have things I didn't like, but I liked it as a movie.
I was Dick Hard.
Okay.
It wasn't as like yeah, give me more because I know there's no more. But it was like it was great. It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So okay.
So who wants to get in depth?
Okay, so I'll get in depth, but am I going like full on like just everything?
It all.
Spoiler deep.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna cut you off at some point, but yeah, just hit it.
The first half of it, I was less in. The second half, I totally got more in. Like when, you know, Forrest Whitaker, I wanted nothing to do with. Sorry about all that. And I didn't like the lead guy. I liked all the other characters. Like I didn't. I mean, Yen was pretty much what I thought Yen was going to be.
No, Yen was as rough as I thought.
Wow, it was exactly what you guys
He was fucking as
predicted. It
he
was amazing.
Yeah.
He was as rough and as not wanted as he was going.
Yeah. So for
he
that,
paid off as all the shit talking we did. That was the only thing I got. Was like, that's exactly what I fucking didn't want.
Yeah, and so that's the thing. So I knew that going in, kind of. So it wasn't as like bad. I liked his friend a lot. I thought his friend was
good.
cool.
Friend was good.
So
Friend
good.
was great.
Friend was cool.
The crew was good. I thought the crew was.
I liked the
overall-
pilot guy. Yeah, the crew was good. I didn't like the main lead guy. I felt like his delivery of lines was very
I agree.
like just like bad.
Very,
But,
very agree.
Is he an
It
accent?
bothered me.
Yeah.
Real quick. What about KS? Because we read that article.
Like a
What
What did you think about KS?
I liked him, but I didn't think he was as like show stealing as they said he was. But I liked him.
Who was supposed to be show?
So we read that article. It said show stealer, and the article tells you it's KS, and he's going to be hilarious.
Is that the robot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He was kind of funny.
I thought, because I read the article, I went into the movie going, I don't want to like him. I don't want it to be funny. I just hate the idea that he's going to be the quippy robot. And they fucking did a great job.
Yeah,
writing
he
that.
was fine.
He was
He was
fine.
great. Yeah, I liked him.
He wasn't like overly funny though.
He wasn't.
No, it was cool.
He was dry. He was perfect dry.
It was like a translated R2,
Yeah.
really.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. he
I
was
think my favorite moment in the movie was when she shoots the other one that looks just like him, and he goes, did you know that was me? Like, it was just perfectly like,
Yeah.
I was all in on K2.
Yeah, K2 was cool. It was
Or KS. K2 or KS?
I think it was KS.
yeah, K dead.
KSO2 or something like
Yeah.
that.
Something like that. Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah.
But,
And also, so this is the point. Yen was exactly what we thought, and for me, again, I think we all called this. Forrest Whitaker was as annoying as he seemed like he was going to be in the trailer.
yeah.
Which I even understood his character later on. Like I guess more in the movie, I understood like he's just like been at this for a super long time, so he's gone crazy. Doesn't mean I wasn't annoyed watching him. Like I get it. If he's been doing this since the Clone Wars, it's just like he's become this crazy fucking person.
Yeah.
Still going on. He's lost everything. He has no legs. I still had a hard time just being like, I don't care. Like, I mean, not that I don't care, but it's just like, get off the screen with your weird fucking talking.
Yeah, his weird talking is rough. I always get annoyed with a character like him, where he's been through so much, and he seems like it's like there's a bunch of like hurdles to get to him. And he's like, "Are you a liar? Are you this?" He's like this, and then all of a sudden he's just like, "Yeah, I'm okay with dying." Like all of a sudden he can just be like, "Yeah, this is it."
Yeah.
When he's so like, "What's the truth?"
Well, I kind of
Like-
didn't like how much he was like going against the dude that like defected too. That was like irritating me, sort of.
Yeah, with the Rathtar.
Put the worm on him and shit. Yeah.
And what the hell was that?
That was something that just
know.
it clearly violated him. He's just
Out of
sitting on his cell, just like, I told him the truth. I don't know why that had to go up my ass. But
That
like,
slowed me down for a second because, like, not the putting it on him, but more like I think are there giant truth-sucking worms in this universe? Are there a lot of them? Is that the only one? How do you get the only one?
I don't know. It's a brain bug.
Right? It's like,
brain bug.
What the fuck? And then I moved on. I just like...
I didn't like Forrest. I mean, I think it was... Honestly, I think it was
fine.
Forrest
fine.
Whitaker's performance is what I didn't like. I mean, it could have been somebody else acting a little crazy. I might have liked it more. And I like Forrest Whitaker and some stuff, but...
He was always just like, no,
He didn't
save
have
the team!
And he wasn't all like gruff like that. I didn't think he was fine. He was smooth with it. It was a little crazy. He played it up. He played crazy, but that's because he was in a nerve-wracking, war-torn situation, and it was fine for me.
I understood his character more than I thought I would, but I still didn't like him.
I was okay with him. I heard naps. I didn't have a problem with him at all.
Good.
I definitely thought I was about to hate the main guy.
Mm-hmm.
When he shot the other guy, I was like, oh, he's like that. But then he had immediate remorse and then immediate action. So I was like, okay, he's got a little depth there.
Well, he was the
I'll move
ultimate,
on.
like, just take his orders guy.
Yeah, he was a team.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have liked
And
his character.
And he turned smoother, or sooner than I thought. He didn't drag it out to the very end,
Right.
which helped me.
It's weird how different everything is. Like, I didn't have that much problem with him.
I thought it
For
was
some
about,
reason.
I thought-
You guys had a problem with it.
I thought his
Funny how-
character could have been cooler. Like he's in that role where he's supposed to be the cool character, but I just felt like it wasn't
Was he
delivered
though?
well. And
I don't know if he was supposed to be cool. I don't
He
know.
was the male lead.
Sort of. Right?
I mean, he kind of
he was
had
the
that
male.
in my. I felt like he was supposed to fit that Han Solo role, where he's like,
I don't know about that.
I don't
I mean, I don't know about
okay.
that.
well, see you guys.
I don't think anybody was like really the
I'm not saying he's supposed to be Han Solo, but like that role where he's like kind of got his own agenda. So he's supposed to be a bad guy, but he's got a good heart. So he doesn't shoot. You know what I mean? Like it's like Han Solo came back instead of going and doing the cargo shit. Like it's kind of whatever.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit anymore. But just real quick, I'll just say like the things I needed to say, and then I'll get off me. I thought the Darth Vader scene at the end was cool. I kind of was a little off on the Darth Vader when he was talking to the
I
guy.
agree.
He sounded weird.
Sounded weird.
He sounded
I
weird.
think it's because James Earl Jones is older and his voice sounds different.
Yeah, but
He had like an accent. Sorry.
no,
that's what I'm saying though.
He had like
he's-
a weird accent.
He's 30 years older. His voice
No, it
is
makes sense.
different.
It makes
I actually thought that a long time ago in episode 3, he sounded a little bit different.
He does.
It's just he's just not the same. But overall, like I think we all probably you hear it. I heard it too a little bit, but you just kind of like it's still him though.
I was impressed they got him.
Yeah,
I was kind of happy to
It's
see.
because he just sounds a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that scene at the end with Darth Vader was awesome, in my opinion.
So bad.
I thought it was awesome. I thought they really did a good job with the CGI with Princess Leia. I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit! I didn't know they were going to show her face.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I did like that it led up into like pretty much right where A New Hope was. I liked that. I liked the end half. The end half of the movie was where I got dick hard.
Yeah.
The first part of it was kind of just like I'm like okay, it didn't seem like
We rushed it a little bit too.
yeah, it kind of didn't seem like I was like well, all right, well, do they even like need to be there? They could have just like the guy could have just told anybody like hey, there's a Death Star port or something. I don't know. I lost my train of thought, but
Clearly,
yeah.
I think without the plans,
They know exactly.
They
You have to have
don't.
plans.
They don't know if it's 100%.
Right.
Like you can't do that mission and hit the air vent hoping that you're going to get to the core without the plans.
Right. Yeah.
They needed the in A New Hope. It's schematic.
Yeah, no, I got all that. I just thought, like at the beginning, like it just for some reason, it just felt forced in the beginning.
You know what I didn't like?
Yeah.
Something that I thought like story-wise I thought was kind of dumb was that they like do their own plan to go get the plans and everybody like the whole Reliance is like nah we're out. It's too dangerous. We're out, and they have to do it themselves. Kind of annoyed me.
That is
Yeah.
A little bit where it's like really. I mean, like that's the way it went down. So if this group just wouldn't have been like we're out,
No.
nothing would have happened.
Yeah.
Rebellion would have been just lost. Empire takes over.
Yeah,
I thought that was a little like.
Yeah.
Of like where we talk about continuity stuff, whereas it didn't actually ruin any continuity because we don't know any of that. You don't know any of that story, but it's like, kind of like, wow, they're that important because we knew about a team. They mentioned a team that got the plans. They died for it, right? We know about that, but this was like it wasn't even your team. The team just went in there and did it, and then you just like came in like bumbling, and then plus I thought they got back on board easy. Like you guys were out in the first place, and then now you find out teams are now we're back in. Like so it's like oh, there's a team there. Like oh, well, there's a team. Well, then I guess we'll go. Like I thought that was stupid.
Yeah.
Other than that, like most of it
didn't really interfere with like overall like the main stuff. I thought it was like, yeah, that was the only part I thought like. And I know again, it's not continuity because it doesn't like interfere with it. It didn't change anything, but I still never think that was kind of stupid. Like the rebel line, they're out.
I agree.
This is the Naps cut, so take it with a grain of salt.
Already,
but the ones that jumped back in were the ones that wanted to go.
Yeah,
and they were just sticking to the alliance. I don't know why. Fuck it,
No, I don't have a problem.
But at the same time, it's like, for me, it was okay that they got back in quickly because they didn't want to be.
I was hoping they were going to have a scene.
They were fucks that went along with the group plan.
I was hoping they were going to have a scene before that where they was kind of saying like how like maybe like that lady knew that they were going. I was hoping they were going to be like, okay, yeah, these pieces of shit over here don't want to do it, but like you guys are willing to go. Send them. I thought that was going to happen. I thought like the Alderaan guy was going to do it. Maybe like the Princess Leia's dad was going to be like, okay, well, we got to get this going. Instead of just like, because it made him seem so much more important. He was just like more just like in the background walking around.
I thought it was cool he was there. Though.
It was cool. He was there. Like, he looks familiar. Of course, me. I was like, he looks very familiar. And I saw him again. Oh, I know this guy.
What's funny is, so I think his face was first.
They showed him. They played the music.
Like they did the music and they did him in the shadows, and I was like, okay, they did the CGI young thing again. But then they were doing the other people like in full light. Like, look what we can do. We've got.
Did they CGI him?
I didn't think they CGI.
I thought they just.
I think
the actor being the actor because he's supposed to be older.
But I think he looked younger than he actually looks in real life.
I don't think they did anything.
I don't think
maybe.
Maybe they did. Maybe they did, but I didn't think so.
Fuck, then this was amazing.
Yeah. Sam also said they did Yen's face.
You guys are. That's a cutting family just cuts. Just cuts. You want a slice? You want a slice? You want a slice? Just throw pies around.
That's an observation, but
whatever.
I agree with your point, Rossi, and it showed Mon Mothma smiling, like, oh, they made the right choice. You were the one who was out. You're the one who shut it down.
Yeah,
Don't act like you were in like full approval.
I get when she was all like, "Oh yeah, like okay, we don't have enough support, we can't do it." But like, I would have liked to like that group to have been like, "Yeah, okay, we know you're doing it." Like, we hit the lever, like whoops, and like lever, like lets them go or something. Yeah, I would have been more cool with that, opposed to them just like, "Oh, they're there. Well, then now let's get in."
Yeah.
Well, that would have actually been really great. Yeah, I would have actually really liked that scene where the guy goes to stop the ship, and she stops his hand like
that would have been cooler to me. That was the only thing I didn't like because it's like so it wouldn't have happened if
they just didn't do it.
Yeah, and like
I would have liked the other guy, the one who's pulled the guy aside and said you're definitely killing him. I would have liked him to have a little redemption, like him stop the button.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Would have been nice. We didn't get it. But that's the only really like story wise thing that I thought was a little weird. I mean, maybe I remember for a second thinking like when the dad was like, I built in the perfect plan to destroy it. Or, at first I'm kind of like, did you?
It could have been a short email.
Did you? You couldn't have left a bigger hole or something, motherfucker. But I kind of got over it pretty quickly.
Well, to that point, I predicted that in one of our earlier podcasts. I'm like, they're going to say that he's the guy that made the exhaust port. Yeah. And so when it was happening, I was like, yeah, it's so stupid. But then all of a sudden, I was kind of like, it actually makes sense.
It actually made enough sense.
I like it.
At first, I didn't like it. It made enough sense.
Yeah. Yeah, where it's like, they're not going to see it.
Yeah, it's like unnoticeable, like small enough.
Yeah, it sucks. we got Yen, though. So. Charles, what'd you think about Yen?
Yes. I actually think Yen kind of saved the movie for me. Yes. Yes. Wow. That much. Yep. Throw it all, get all your rage out.
I love it. Continue.
I did a complete 180 on Yen.
I'm trying to lose listeners.
Because of this. Alright, I forget who it was, but they said, Yen doesn't have the Force and everything. And that really... Tom? that really got on my nerves because I was like, and I was always thinking, if he had the Force, I would actually be able to buy his character.
I told you from the
I'd
beginning,
be okay with it.
He doesn't have the Force.
He has the Force at least a little bit, not as much as other people do. And at first, whenever you see him come on the screen and stuff, I was like, here we go. But then what made me realize he had the Force was whenever he asked the question about the main character, I forget his name. to his buddy, he asked, "Does he have a killer's face?" He said, "No, he has the face of a friend." And then the girl asked, "Well, why? Why do you ask that?" And then he said, "The dark side of the Force hovers around someone who's about to kill." And I was like, clearly he could see the Force. Clearly, maybe you can argue that he doesn't have the Force, but he has something to do with the Force. That was enough for me to be able to buy into his character and why he can do the things he's doing.
No, it's funny.
The Force that wants to bring balance works through him.
Yeah,
right.
It does. Cut it up. But I was into it. I was like, I never liked him, but I was a little bit more like, okay, yeah, I was kind of buying a little bit of the Force thing until he walked up and he's able to like fight stormtroopers, do all this shit super fast, and then he walked up to pull that lever and he couldn't find it for a second.
Yeah,
I was like, oh wait, all of a sudden you're blind now? Because
Yeah,
because he was all like able to hit people's sticks, hear everything, know what's going on, blah blah blah, and then when he went to pull that lever, he's all like, "Where's the lever?" And then like found it. I was like, wait, why are you choosing now to like not be able to see things?
The fact that he could walk up to the lever without getting fucking shot pissed me off.
Well, and then my argument there is like it was the Force like actually protecting him.
Shouldn't all the Jedi that the stormtroopers took out they all have the Force?
The Jedi got
they just walk in and just like that one conehead guy. Whoa, whoa, the Force is with me.
To say this though, I didn't like Yen, but I was actually kind of emotional when he got killed though. I was like kind of sad for him though.
Yeah,
like when he died, I was kind of sad. I was still sad for him. I was still sad every time somebody got killed. I was sad.
Yeah,
I was, which I didn't think I would be.
I didn't think I was gonna have like not feel emotional. Like I was trying really hard. Like, okay, I don't need to cry over Star Wars Rogue One. Like, this is not one that needs to get you. But every time, and then you save it for it, and you kind of know they're all gonna die. But for some reason, you forget about it. You think like maybe they don't.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you start realizing, like, oh my god, they are all gonna die.
Well, no, I went in with the callus. They're all dead. And then those fucking writers got me attached to every single one of them, even the robot who I didn't want.
I like the robot.
And he went down, and I was just like,
Yeah.
it's dusty in here.
Well, the Yen one was hard though because then his buddy,
the buddy
went out right after him.
Yeah, like looked at him. That was bad.
The reason I said that Yen, I think, in my case, saved the movie was because the first half of the movie, I did not like at all. Oh. I got really bored, and I was like, there's nothing drawing me to these characters. I find none of these characters interesting until I realized that he had the Force, and I need that sort of Jedi in every single Star Wars movie, because every single Star Wars movie we've gotten that. Every single one.
No, for sure.
Right? Yeah. So that to me was like, okay, I can actually kind of link to this character, and because I want to see like the Force stuff in the movie.
Yeah,
in the dark side, you had Darth Vader.
I 100% get what you're saying about that. But I had a easy enough transition in my head going like, oh, this is a expanded universe movie. Right. I could totally feel that. Like I don't need any Force. It's not about any of that type of stuff.
Yeah. See, I couldn't do that.
Which I get.
I couldn't do it.
I get that. I thought about you here, Rob. Where it was like I feel like it was like kind of blindly thrown in. But they didn't do it. For a quick second, there was like a look between the two, the girl and the guy at the end. And I was like, "Oh God, don't!"
They were building.
Yeah, don't do anything here. I was like, "You don't need to. I don't want to hear it from Rob."
Throw that shoehorn.
No romance.
I was like, I knew they totally did it.
I was hoping for the buddy punch, like
they still did it. They did to the point where, like, if they hadn't died there, they probably would have had a romance.
Yes, she clearly was into him, and vice versa. They were doing it for no reason. Yeah. They just were throwing it in. And I'm telling you, they have to have it in every movie.
It was a little like interesting.
I didn't think it was that bad in this movie.
No, it wasn't.
Holding hand the ends to me was like, well,
no, it wasn't. It wasn't bad at all.
But they were building.
But it was funny that they even did it at all.
Yeah.
And I was also just when they were doing, I was like, don't. I'm back here just like.
That's how I watched the Yen walk-up scene when he goes out the 8 stormtroopers. I was like, take a shot.
As much as I hate
do something. Oh, he rocked them all. He rocked them all. No, he didn't need nothing.
Oh, this is spoiler podcast, by the way. There's spoiler deep.
As much as I hated that scene, I already knew that scene was coming, so I made peace with it. The scene that pissed me off was when he licks his finger and goes, and gets the wind and then shoots the TIE fighter like 20 million yards away perfectly.
And it's the one that runs into like another, like a checkpoint.
I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. Can you be that? Not even Obi-Wan could make that jump. Like, oh my God. And you're right. And then he's like, I'm going after her. When they already were like crumbling canyon. He can't even find his footing. Fuck yeah.
I had your guys' anger in my head the whole time, and I was just like...
And here's something that nobody ever... I'm the only one in the world. I feel bad for stormtroopers. Okay?
No.
They get shit on. They're always the guy who stops them, like, can I see your identification? Instantly fucking killed. No questions. They don't get a shot. Like, they're never taken prisoner. They're always just shot. They never shoot first.
There were 2 times for sure, since you bring that up, where I was like, God damn it.
Yeah. It's
when Jane goes up and touches the guy's gun, so he goes, "Whoa!" and falls off the cliff to his doom.
That was right.
I'm like, well, he wasn't even...
I feel like he was probably the guy that's sitting over like, I want out of this shit.
Just,
Look at these fuckheads over there. Like, can we just get out of here? I only have 2 weeks left. Put it in. They're letting me go. I don't know why they're letting me go.
I'm moving to the mines.
Right.
Yeah, right.
I get they're supposed to be
Still
space
falling.
Nazis
Still
and all
falling.
that, and I don't feel bad for them, but
I don't.
you just know there's a guy. You just know it's like most of them are dudes who are like, I can't wait till this fucking post is over. Can I just go get like a drink? And
Yeah, but did you feel bad for any of the Nazis?
And then the 50...
I mean, no, but they don't. The stormtroopers don't act like
We
they're
don't know.
bumbling fools.
Yeah, so I'm sure a lot of the Nazi soldiers were too.
The 50 that come out of the bunker and just get mowed down.
Yeah, I mean,
I was just like, God,
it's
you poor
just
bastards.
It's just every time we see the heroes, you're just supposed to just stormtrooper bad, but they're always like freeze, and then they just get shot, like just executed.
They're
Like,
putties.
I feel bad for the one
I
who was
feel
like
bad for him.
raising its head up, and then like the guy with the big gun. It's like, geez,
like there's still a dude under there.
Stop!
I mean,
He was stopped!
take that guy prisoner at that point.
I know what you mean, though, because I mean, like,
Kick his
could have been
away.
Finn. And so, I mean, some
Yeah.
people do. They do like, and like, I mean, in this movie, that guy defected. I mean, people do.
Right,
defect.
it's still a human being under that helmet. You know,
I feel like we're having this conversation.
I don't know.
They don't have to be mowed down like grass.
But those guys were running. Like, so the example you said, where they get mowed down. Like, well, like if you didn't do that, they're coming to shoot you.
Yeah, that's what
I get it.
the minute they don't have identification, they're dead.
You don't know that they're old.
No,
What do you think? You don't know
They
They're
don't
always
have
in
ID.
prison.
They take you to prison.
Yes.
They
don't kill
They
you.
capture everybody.
I don't want
to bet that
Jin was sitting in prison at the beginning of the thing. They don't kill them.
Yeah.
They give you 3 hots and a cot.
Yes.
Yeah, but you don't want that kind.
When really, when you think about it, they're the terrorists. In their mind, the rebels are the terrorists.
Yeah. So the Empire's not that bad.
I mean, the
Just
Empire's
don't
bad.
no Empire's pretty bad.
The Empire's bad.
Don't.
The Empire's bad. I'm just saying. I'm just saying I feel bad for them when they're just doing their job. I know it's like, they're supposed to be space Nazis, whatever, but when they're just shown to be such bumbling, like, whoa, we can't do anything. It's just, you feel bad. I felt bad for him.
Did you like Tarkin?
Tarkin, the thing with Tarkin was that he was so CGI'd that he distracted me.
Who's Tarkin? The general guy?
Yeah,
or
the
whatever?
general.
He was in the episode 4, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it was like, wow,
He was-
CGI.
He was very
He was
CGI,
a-
but it was still really good.
It
I
was
know Snokish.
It was. You could tell, like, there were times where it's like, okay, that's not as bad, but there were times where he's like talking out of the side of his face, like Tom said, or it's just,
Yeah.
like we expected a Han Solo, just like, "Rawr, rawr,"
It was still cool though.
I thought it was cool. There was sometimes where it's like, okay, it's CGI clearly, but then
It was clearly CGI.
there was times where like he's like just standing there. I'm like, that's fucking Tarkin.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I look
See,
cool.
I never thought, like, for a second, this is CGI, this isn't Tarkin.
Yeah, but I mean, I just like to.
I mean, that was just, I couldn't
No, but
get past
don't. I mean, I guess you don't. Maybe you don't. But I always try to, like, even when I see stuff like that, I was like, yeah, it's still CGI. I want to watch the movie. Cool, it's Tarkin. Tarkin's there. Like, I'm not. I'm worried. I just start talking like, okay, cool. This Tarkin's character, yeah, he looks a little CGI, but like, whatever. What's he saying? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I try to do because it's like, why? Who gives a fuck? You know, but
Yeah.
I'm actually way more happy now that Tarkin like explodes in the Death Star. By the way,
Yeah.
because he was like, I mean, I know he was always dicky in
He
New
is always
Hope,
dicky.
but he was like extra dicky in this too.
He was
He was like
just
taking
different.
credit for the other guy's fucking thing. Well, I'm going to take over and I'm going to tell the Emperor it was the thing that
I
the
feel like-
weapon that I was talking about.
Yeah, but at the end of
Tarkin, I'll have you
episode 3,
explode.
he's already there building it.
Huh?
At the end of episode 3, Tarkin's there right with Darth Vader and Emperor, and they're building the Death Star.
Yeah, but that's probably that guy's plan already.
I mean, it
Isn't that
wasn't.
guy's plan? Wasn't that like the insect guy's plan? Or
Yeah, it was like,
I think
Geonosis is Dooku
I
and
think
the
what
rest.
it is the Death Star is whatever that Geonosis thing and all that, but I think the weapon, the destructive weapon, is the other guy's plan.
that sounds like a cut.
Well,
I mean, I like it, but it does sound like a
I
cut.
think it might be a
Let
little.
the cut flow through you.
I think they have the idea, but it was that guy who figured out how to use kyber crystals to make it be destructive. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was. I don't know what that said, Charles. You threw something up. Okay.
It was just...
Yeah, I think he designed the weapon. I think he didn't design nothing. He got the scientists to do the fucking weapons, obviously. I think that's what his character was.
Okay.
I think they were talking about the weapon the whole time, not necessarily the station.
By the way, her dad is clearly my sailor. I can't think of him as not Doctor Strange's enemy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
couldn't get off of it.
I couldn't do it either.
That's funny. I mean, he's I've seen him in a lot.
You've
of
seen
stuff.
him in other
Yeah.
things,
Yeah,
so
so
it's
that's
different.
fine.
But for me, I was like, he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
It was hard to
I
get
mean, he was in Casino Royale.
Yeah.
He was a bad guy.
I just kept thinking he's going to
He's Hannibal.
cry blood.
You watch that show Hannibal? He's Hannibal. He's actually always a bad guy.
Usually
He was
has a
in
bad
that.
look.
He was in that really shitty. What's that stupid movie with Perseus?
Oh, Percy Jackson.
Oh.
Percy Jackson?
No,
Attack of the Titan?
yeah, Titans.
He was.
I like how you did the Pegasus fly.
Attack of the Titans!
Yeah, whatever. Clash of the Titans.
Attack.
Oh yeah, Clash of the Titans. Attack of the Titans.
He's in that, and he's not a bad guy in that.
Naps, what did you not like about it?
Not like. If I had to not like something, I thought about this. My complaint was going to be that I thought that Yen, his dialogue was all shaped for him to be blind, but some of his actions would have been better if he wasn't blind. In particularly him showing faith in the Force. Because as being blind, he's used to being in the dark and not actually knowing what's going on. So it would have taken more courage to run out there knowing the odds of making it to that switch to me and, putting faith in the Force, if he could see.
Yeah.
Being blind, it was like, if you get shot, of course you got shot. You're blind.
Yeah,
you never had a chance.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that he didn't need to be blind.
No.
No, he didn't. But it would have been. I mean, I could have taken him. I could have taken him a lot more serious if he wasn't blind.
Yeah.
Doing everything he did. I mean, he could be a good fighter. Fine with that.
Yeah, actually, if he wasn't
I had no
blind,
problem with the fighting.
But when a blind
It was
guy's fighting,
just
I can't. It's so hard for me to get behind it. Like,
It's very hard.
I had zero problem with the fighting because of the Force. It's totally just in his. Oh, he's supposed to be so brave. He's blind. He's rolling the dice every time he takes a step off the curb.
All right, so flaccid penis over there. You basically said so in a way you didn't like it.
Yeah. I mean, it was... I will say that there were parts of it, I was very happy they didn't go full, like, Vietnam or whatever. Because the trailer just made it look like it was Vietnam with Star Wars. I still didn't like, for some reason, they had, like, an actual tank with treads going through the street.
No, it was hover. It hovered.
I saw treads.
They were hover treads.
They were hover treads.
It was hovering.
It was
I was paying
hovering.
attention. Yeah, it was
I thought it was hovering too, but I saw the tread. So you're telling me that it was a hover tread, like it's a millimeter
So
above
why you
the
guys
ground?
don't like him? You're not even watching the fucking movie. You're saying
No,
the
yeah,
treads
that's
is not
crazy.
treads.
I bet you the
Why is
treads are
that?
for like emergencies.
Yeah. So you lose that hover.
All right, well, I'll
Cut it,
I'll
cut it, baby!
I'll cut that.
Cut it, baby!
The cuts flow through you.
I will say I liked it more than I thought I was going to like it. It's just so hard to get over like the pandering, especially where you see they're banking so much on just nostalgia.
Yeah.
That like you could just put anything in the movie, like, but the Death Star, and then the Cantina guys.
Oh, that was so
forced.
I rolled my eyes and made a noise because I was like, what? I was like
the C-3PO R2-D2 cameo.
I thought that one was
I
actually
like that.
better because...
I didn't need that one.
Yeah, well, I didn't need.
Well, I thought that one made more sense, though, because they could
They're
be
there. Yeah.
Yeah, could be there.
that
Like,
makes sense.
The Cantina guys are like, you're on a different fucking planet.
Yeah.
But why were they?
And that planet got blown up 30 minutes later. So...
what the fuck? You blasted your way to Tatooine?
They
This
were
was a
wrong.
shitty thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was stupid. That was the dumbest
It
one.
was very dumb, I thought, and they did a lot of Saw Gerrera's whole palace was basically Jabba's palace. It felt exactly like Jabba's palace. Everything was like, remember, it's like the Star Wars South Park
member berries.
I just couldn't get, remember Chewbacca, remember the Death Star. Like this, it just seemed the movie really wouldn't have been related to Star Wars if they didn't put all the here's Darth Vader, which I felt Darth Vader's scene was the first scene. The second scene was cool. The first scene was didn't need to be there. Just Vader's in the movie.
What did we get from that scene? I didn't understand that
Nothing.
scene. I didn't know what they were even talking about. I didn't understand enough.
Yeah, I didn't know what the
I didn't get what they were talking
It
about.
was like Krennic went down there and he's still in control of the project because they found out Galen leaked emails or whatever.
WikiLeaks?
Whatever he did. And him and Tarkin are having a pissing match. And
Is that what it was? He was just, I feel like he was just saying, like
Yeah.
Tarkin's taking it.
At first, I was bummed. I was like,
I think that's what he was doing.
I knew exactly that's what the Darth Vader scene was going to be. I'm
Right.
so disappointed. I only got the
He
Darth Vader scene.
Yeah.
He went
I was
there.
happy.
He went there basically to be like, put me in charge, not Tarkin, kind of thing. And Vader choked him for it, which was the appropriate response, I think. But it still just wasn't necessary. And was that Mustafar? I think that needs to be like addressed. Like, what planet was that? They gave us every other planet
had a label.
but Darth Vader's planet. And it looked like Mustafar.
He's hanging out on that planet,
Just like he's
that wounded him.
breathing in the hate and memories.
No, he's just sitting in like water. Just like
That's probably why I was in that bath.
Yeah.
The deprivation tank or whatever.
Yeah, but his second scene was awesome, I thought, where he's just throwing. But it kind of was... It was weird. It was like the baton throw, where it's like, you take the disc. Oh, it's like thrown. You take the disc. Quick. And he like puts it through the little teeny slit, and they like run. It's like passing off.
I actually was like getting weirdly nervous. I was like,
It's like he's not going to get that disc.
I got a really weird thing for a second where I was like, please, like now you guys probably didn't get this, but for some weird reason, for a second, I thought like, is Darth Vader going to get the disc, and for some reason, like stupidly give it to the rebels,
Oh, that was
as if it was like the whole time it was like Vader's plan. I got like this really sick to my stomach feeling like, oh god, like don't just change the whole fucking thing now. And then when the guy got it, I'm like, oh god, he got it out.
I didn't.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah,
I know, it was just like a weird feeling for some reason. I got it, and I was like, oh my
Like he
god.
lets him go.
Like he was the one that like the whole time. I was like, oh
Yeah,
god,
I didn't get that, but
don't do this.
I did get nervous when he wasn't passing that thing right away. Like he was like, open the door. I was like, no, just give him the damn disc.
That motherfucker, Darth Vader's in
He is
there.
behind you. He can grab you any moment.
Yeah. So I mean, as far as the movie, I always like seeing new planets. I always like the visuals. I always think those look good. The CGI didn't.
Got a lot of planets.
Yeah, it was a lot of planets. I was kind of digging that base in the ring.
I knew you were gonna be.
That was like barely.
The first scene was like the ring.
Yeah, barely in the movie.
Oh yeah.
I think it's like a ring with a.
I thought it was Saturn.
Well, not that planet, but the one that Andor was on. Cassian.
I don't know any other names.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cassian Andor is the main guy.
That's-
He's the main lead guy.
What about him?
We've been calling him main guy this whole
Okay,
time.
well-
So we gave a name, kind of called us all out for
Cassian, I
not
remember
knowing.
Cassian.
Yeah, well, when he kills the dude, when you first get introduced to him, he kills the dude. It's like that seedy.
Yeah.
That's like in the ring of some planet.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Okay.
So I like the visuals and stuff like that. The CGI I thought was bad. Like unlike you, I thought Princess Leia looked really bad.
See, I thought she was really good.
I thought the CGI was good.
I mean, it could just be like I'm being.
When she said Hope, there was I'm glad I was in my own Rogue One seat because I kind of got a little weirdly choked up at that part.
One thing that was ruining all the deaths though, we had an old lady to our left
Oh god.
who was 90 or
Kind
something,
of annoying.
and every death she was like, "Aww, oh," and I'm just like, you're ruining everything.
I want to be like, one more! Oh, you're dead.
Every time, I know that's the correct emotion, but
Couldn't compute it.
The only one that he couldn't handle was the robot death.
No, I mean, they all made me, actually felt I didn't really feel bad for Yen just because he walked up so stupidly to the thing. I'm just like, if you don't die here, this movie's done.
I felt bad for the pilot, dude.
The pilot
Yeah,
dude,
He got fucked. He's just
he got
Trying to plug in that hardline Ethernet.
I actually
He got it done and then thought he was like, all right, let's breathe for a second.
actually, it was sad for all their deaths. I mean, I wasn't overly sad just because I kind of expected them to not make it.
I wanted them all to make it at the end. As weird as that sounds.
I liked what's her name?
Jin Erso.
Yeah, I liked her, but I did have a hard time, a little bit. I just went with it because it's a movie. It is what it is. But I had a hard time going so why are you so gung ho? At the end, she had an easy transition.
It seems like they definitely rewrote her character from what we saw in the trailer.
She didn't rebel.
Because she was she seemed a lot more passive to me than she did in the trailers. In the trailer, she was let's go get him. And this one, she was kind of an unwilling participant.
But then, she became willing, so quick.
I think it was of her dad's involvement.
I guess after seeing the video, she was just
she saw the video.
She saw the video. She was all in.
Yeah, because it was her dad's basically I've been thinking about you every day, and I have this thing. I built this for it to be destroyed, and so
maybe to help his legacy out because he's being branded a traitor.
Right. I liked her character a lot more than I Rebel. That's the
they didn't even have that.
They didn't have that. They cut that out. Right. Thank God.
They didn't have the two things we made the most fun of: I Rebel and what will you become? They didn't have that.
That's because they're watching us and they know.
Yeah, they know. The dream.
They're the
they had saved the dream.
They're the subscribers.
I thought the space battles were pretty cool. They were kind of hard to. We always joke about the Titan with the Pegasus. It's what the hell's going on? It was kind of one of those what the hell's going on battles.
A little bit
where it's Rogue H.
Did you all the cut-ins of the other guys that we know, the pilots that we know from New Hope?
Did they cut them in?
Yeah,
I realized the audio sounded a little bit different.
They cut in 3 or 4 times. Gold Leader, the guy that was the Gold Leader, the Seton Gold Leader.
Oh,
they cut him in one time. It was a scene from New Hope.
Yeah, I saw that. And I was
wow. That was New Hope. The video looked different for a second.
Yeah, I saw that too.
You didn't notice that?
I didn't
the right on target guy, right on target. That guy.
I didn't notice it was the same guy.
He was in. He was in Gold Leader.
I could notice by how it looked, and then the audio was he was tiny bit off.
And did you hear for a quick second when they said something about Wedge?
No, they said something about Antilles.
He wasn't in the fight. He wasn't in the fight, but they said something when they were leaving earlier. They're on Antilles, docking day 4.
Well, this is way too nerdy that I know this. Captain Antilles is not Wedge Antilles. Captain Antilles was the guy who owned C-3PO and R2-D2 before we get him in A New Hope.
So there's 2 Antilles?
There's 2 Antilles. I don't know if he's related to that Antilles, but it's not the same Wedge Antilles. So it could be a different guy.
Okay. Well, where the fuck is Wedge then?
I don't know where the fuck he is. I didn't recognize any of those
All
guys.
the big dogs were in the fight. Wedge wasn't there. Yeah, you should have been paying more attention. I thought you of all people were the guy.
I didn't. I mean, that's
they had 3 of the guys I think that were in the New Hope fight.
Oh, I didn't even.
So
they didn't have Porkins.
I saw a fat guy, and I was like, "Is that Porkins?" Nope, that ain't Porkins.
That those guys that crashed into the force field.
They didn't have Porkins. But they had I 100% know they had the right on target guy. Right on target. He was Gold Leader. What was he? What was he in? Was he Red Leader?
I think he was Gold Leader.
I think he was Gold Leader.
Yeah,
he was Black Akbar.
He liked
Black Akbar. I was waiting for him to say it's.
I'm surprised it wasn't Akbar.
I
kind of was hoping.
was like, did they make Akbar black?
It may as well have been.
May as well have been Akbar, right?
He sounded exactly like Akbar.
Akbar's like in everything. Akbar's like if Akbar would have been the Stephen the only guy that's like in every fucking movie.
It probably would have been cool if it was Akbar, just because then it's like, oh, because he kind of felt like it was like, where did he come from in Return of the Jedi? For me, I'm like, oh, they're big leagues in the rebellion. They kind of probably.
I guess that's. I mean, I guess it still showed that the fish people are still involved.
Yeah, they're still involved.
Fishies.
I like how they had a hat tip to the blue milk.
Yeah,
One of the first scenes.
Yeah,
I caught that right away.
Yeah,
They
like,
made sure to get it made.
Yeah, they're like,
like,
blue
Fucking
milk.
still shot on
Yeah.
it for like a while. Like, if you
Get back
don't
to
know,
it.
if you don't
In case you
know,
missed it.
the milk's blue.
Blue milk. Blue. See, Star Wars. Here we go.
Right.
I like the way it started, actually. To go back to, I know Charles had a problem at the beginning of the movie. I liked the. I liked it. Started off like good for me. I was immediately in on the characters and I was in on the intensity. It was good for me.
I was too. I was kind of thinking like when they like landed their ship and they were like so far. I was like, hey, you parked really far. You know, that's a fucking far walk. You don't have to storm up there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I remember thinking the same thing. The same exact thing. Like, why
Why
don't
you gonna park that?
you land on the fucking house? Like, you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird too. Yeah. Just give him time to hide.
Right, yeah. There's like all walking up. Also, like one of you could be sniped right now.
Yeah.
There was a whole lot of nothing on that planet. Like,
Yeah.
just that farm.
Farm.
Like,
Farm
that's
planet.
it.
I'm sure there's other farms.
I know. It's just, but
He was a freaky
always-
genius weapon engineer. He might have had a weapon if they got too close.
Also, he probably wanted to go somewhere secluded where someone's not going to find them.
No, I get you went why you went there. But
You know, though, one of the only things I liked about the what's the Eldaring guy's name?
Bail Organa?
Yeah, I liked it because you know it's the only like homage to like any of the prequels.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm like,
So they're like
it's like
prequels are
yeah,
in.
fuck you, those prequels happen, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, that's the same guy.
All you pieces of shit that want to be like, hey, well, you made the prequels that happen.
They're
Fucking
retconning.
happen. They're fucking
They're in. They are in.
I liked that a lot because I liked how he referenced Obi-Wan. He's like, yeah,
Yeah, I like
he
that
helped me through
too.
Clone Wars, and then
I thought he was about to call him. For some reason, I thought like he was just about to. It's on.
here we go.
Yeah.
Don't go to Alderaan.
Yeah. I like how he referenced Leia, his daughter, and I didn't think we were going to see
I
her.
didn't- I thought we
I
were
didn't
gonna
think
see
she was
the
going
back
to
of
turn
her.
around. I kind of would have been. I would have been perfectly fine with her, like just not showing her face. I was like, "Oh, that's Leia. That's a cool tease." And then they showed her face in the CGI. It kind of took away a little bit for me, but I was still okay with it. I was like, "Oh, that's
I thought she looked pretty good.
Oh, it fucking what?
no." I think she looked good, but like just knowing that's not her type of thing, I think it's like that.
Tarkin was a harder time.
See, but if it only showed behind her, I would have been like, I mean, yeah, it's her, but it's not her because you don't see her. But then once they showed her and she actually
also nice,
had a
like-
line, I was like, ooh,
I like how they skyrocket off. It's like they're catching you in
yeah.
like 5 minutes from now.
I did think
What
it
a
was
long
weird.
day for Vader.
So I'm like, so Princess Leia was in that battle, like she was right there, like part of that battle.
that was very unclear.
You know what I mean? Like she was
Well,
like
she was just. I think they're
she was in one of those ships that was just gonna get like shot at. I just thought that was weird.
That is weird.
She's always in the business, though.
Well, they weren't just hanging back.
No, they were all on one of those ships. Because like as it was blown up, that's how those like little escape ones were kind of going. That
His
ship.
fine.
first ship was a
It
littler ship than the big ship.
Yeah.
It makes her blaster proficiency and stuff throughout 4, 5, 6 better to know that she's always in the fights.
Right.
She wasn't just sitting around.
Aren't you a
learning.
Tarkin guy?
I mean, I liked him kind of in the. Just I appreciated that he was a villain, you know. But
I always feel like you're like one of the Empire. Like that's why you're like the Stormtrooper guy.
no, I just.
I just feel like you're one of those guys with the hats on there.
He wants to be a
I don't want to be a stormtrooper.
Did you like the? Yeah, but you want to be a Tarkin. I always feel like you want to be a Tarkin.
I mean, you know, I'd like.
I'm not really denying it.
No, I just
He wants to be a Tarkin. Hey, some guys want to be a Tarkin.
Tarkin to me was just very. He seemed more evil than Darth Vader did in the movie.
Wasn't he like more in charge than Darth Vader?
Yeah, he was like more like he just. In this movie, though, he felt very in there just to be like, hey, it's Tarkin. He was around. I don't know, like. And
No,
the
see,
CGI,
I wanted him there because like I wanted to be like, yeah, okay, there he is being in charge. Like, I would if he wasn't there at all. I'd be like, where's Tarkin?
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't have a problem with Tarkin being there at all. I mean, he was dicky.
I didn't have a problem with him being there. I just the CGI was distracting.
Dicky.
He's a dicky guy. He
He's dicky.
showed Princess
Yeah,
Leia
he's a
her whole planet get blown up.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah. Tarkin was a piece of shit.
He was a piece of shit. He was more evil than Darth Vader, I thought.
Yeah.
Like, Darth Vader, you could see, like, kind of, like, through the mask, like, you know, which I guess goes with this whole arc where he's not really that bad.
He's like, this isn't anything that I wanted. You guys keep telling me I'm going to get what I want, and then I never get what I want. Son of a bitch.
yeah, Padme's dead, so what the hell am I doing anything for?
Like, I keep getting more powers, and then there's just not enough powers for me to do what I want, and you tell me I'm going to get that power? You're dragging me on!
I thought we were seeing the Emperor for a second when that guy was like wearing the robe.
I thought so too.
For sure we were going to get the Emperor.
I was saw the guards.
Yeah, those
but they
red
just couldn't
guards.
pull that CGI off. They were like, we're really pushing it with these
I
guys.
think they could have got the
They
guy.
could have got the guy, yeah. He's still out there. Yeah, he was in the prequels.
Yeah, and they just heavy makeup. They could make him. He'd always looked old.
Yeah, well,
I would have liked more.
that's you guys cutting it.
I would have liked more Alderaan just in the whole series. We didn't even get that in the prequels. Like, even Bail Organa was, like, barely in it in the third one.
You get Alderaan for like a minute.
You get to just see, oh, that's what it looks like.
Just to say,
It looked nice.
I don't remember.
It was a nice place. I would have liked to go there.
Yeah, they should. It should have like Alderaan should have been like what Naboo was like in the
Yeah.
first one. Should have been Alderaan instead of Naboo.
Mm.
But then at that time, we'd be like, it's always Alderaan. Is Alderaan always the place? Is how we're always
I
about
just would've
Tatooine.
liked
Like,
to
it's Tatooine
see-
always the place.
Tatooine is always the place. And then when you can't do Tatooine, you do Jakku, which is Tatooine.
And when you don't do that, you do whatever. You do, what is this one called?
Jeddah.
Jeddah.
And you put Jabba's palace, and you put a Raptor squid monster who can read minds. He's a space slug.
Was anybody else nervous, like thinking you were going to get like a Han Solo?
I was, yeah. Dude,
I thought
I was
might be.
nervous because I thought.
Well, I didn't
somebody said
understand.
something.
I didn't understand. I didn't realize that this story was so close to.
I didn't either
I thought it was
until
going to
the
be like 10 years before or something. I didn't realize.
I
it was-
thought too.
No, I knew it was close.
I didn't know it was like right.
They got
just
the
got
plans.
plans.
Yeah, they got the plans.
I'm surprised they didn't do like
We
a
have to
Millennium
act on the
Falcon.
plans.
Right.
Yeah, fuck me. Right?
They
No,
probably did.
I'll say no.
They probably put a Millennium Falcon, like, for a split second. You can see it, like, leave Jeddah or something, even though you shouldn't have been there.
I feel like it would have made more sense to have like the CGI Han Solo instead of those Cantina guys. If they like bumped into like a Han Solo, and it's like it would make sense. He's on smuggling.
He's smuggling.
He's
Smuggling.
smuggling.
He's smuggling.
He's on like smuggling planets or whatever. Like and then maybe he was doing something.
The
like
Cantina
that.
guys were. That was really dumb. Cantina.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
So
I think they thought most people wouldn't figure it out. Probably.
No, I think they thought...
they
They were banking on a
Well,
lot
yeah,
of...
too.
Remember? Like
Yeah.
that.
Well, what's also funny is like, these guys stop bumping into people and talking like shitbags. You see what happens? Like
They were pieces of shit.
Like you go from that bar straight to Tatooine and get killed.
Yeah.
Fucking shitty guy.
They
They don't like you either. Fuck you! I don't like you. Nobody fucking likes you.
Nobody likes
Piece of
him.
shit.
12 systems don't like him.
I mean, Luke's not doing anything in that scene. He just like walks into the bar and like orders some milk.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, my friend don't like you." Oh, fucking sorry.
Yeah.
I think that's what he says to him. Sorry.
He does kind of irritatingly tug on the guy's shirt.
All right. Well, I think that's it. Final thought. Any final thoughts?
So we're just going straight from that.
How did Cap Hydra finish?
What?
The whole
Hydra
comic
Cap.
line.
Oh, hold on. No more Rogue One.
Okay.
We're completely transitioning to how did the
Hydra Cap.
comic book where Cap was like
The
Hydra.
comic series, I didn't know how it finished, but I know how they explained him being Hydra.
Yeah, we already got that explanation. I was hoping how did the comic end?
There was
Because he
stuff-
killed that guy in cold blood on the plane. So
Yeah, he threw that guy.
Yeah, Jack Flag.
that guy's
still
dead.
I don't.
Still falling.
I don't know if that series is finished.
The look of terror.
It's like his fucking idol throwing him on a plane.
Out
of a plane.
If you threw Tom out of the plane.
Yeah,
Like, that's
No,
what
it's more like Tom throwing like
that's what it
Charles.
felt like.
Yeah.
But I don't think that series is finished.
I don't know what I meant by that. That's why I kind of like trailed off, stopped talking. I was like, what do I mean? What do
Sorry,
I
I couldn't be
mean?
everything you wanted. I guess we'll have to look into that. But I was like already out on the writer, so once they explained how he was, I was like, okay, fuck this story.
Anything else? Anybody got anything else?
Final thoughts on Rogue One?
Or anything, I guess. But yeah, Rogue One.
What would you rate it out of 10?
Out of 10.
Yeah.
6?
6? Yes.
A good 6, though.
Oh, I'd probably give it This is why we have the Dick Hard scale. I have a hard time picking numbers because I want to give it a 10, but it wasn't perfect. So I'll go 9.
Right. Okay. I'd probably give it a 7.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah.
Give it a 5.
Okay.
I'd actually probably give it a 6, even though I didn't.
Makes my 6 feel weird.
Because it was.
I thought it was a good expanded universe movie.
It was well produced.
A lot of our nitpicks are really nitpicks.
Yeah, they're
They always are.
I mean, not always, but
It's just because I'm a cynical piece of shit.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I had a good time watching it.
I had a good time watching. I honestly like the nitpicks were pretty much they were nitpicks.
It felt like a Star Wars, but it didn't feel like a Star Wars. It didn't feel like one of the numbered Star Wars, but like I keep saying, it felt like an expanded universe comic or book that I had read. It felt like this is what it felt like when I used to read them.
Yeah, like you get the cameos of main characters kind of in there doing some stuff,
but it never felt like the main part.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well,
Yen sucked.
Next time we see you will be 2017,
and we might actually see you.
Oh,
a little teaser for that.
Thanks for listening to Incoherent Thoughts.
Yeah, we just lost some listeners. I don't want to see these guys.
Yeah.
They're fatter than I thought.